Talking with a Dad, episode 9? Is this 9? We one away from double digits?
One away from double digits.
So, with this episode, this is going to be the... I know, I don't want to call you out on it. Let's try not to be a bad friend. This episode would be the first episode that goes live on YouTube and on a hosted site at the same time. All of our other content catalog is up already, minus the first episode. Bad audio, so we're going to leave that one be.
I thought there was something off. I was like, this is not the first episode.
Right. Well, it literally says episode 2. So, everything else is up, minus the first episode, and we are under review for iTunes.
That's pretty cool.
So,
Zach, sponsors, please.
I'm sorry. This week we're sponsored by Richard's Microfiber Cloths, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, I have a demonstration set up here for you. I have a dusty USB to USB-C for my MacBook. We're going to see. Look at the dust on this thing. Look at the dust. Wait for the camera to focus. Just go, bam! Look at the dust. We're cleaning it off right here. Cleaning it off.
Looks good. Looks good.
And look at the shine. Hold on, wait for it to focus. Look at the shine.
Hey, did you shell out real money for that adapter, or is that one of the off-brand ones?
No, that's real money. That's right. I don't buy off-brand stuff that's going to connect to expensive stuff. Well, I just lied. I bought a $21 fake battery for my $1,500 camera. So so we're going to differentiate between our audio viewers, we love you guys, and our video viewers. You guys are okay, not as cool as the audio guys because they're newer. I got a Sony A7 Mark II, a full frame mirrorless Sony camera. Very nice. I love the camera. We're very happy with the performance so far. So then later on down the road, I got a Cam Link, and now here we are with the best quality that I could possibly have, mic and video included. But for it to work in this kind of setting, you need what's called a dummy battery. So the battery plugs in and it actually just connects to an AC adapter and allows the camera to just be powered on all the time. So when we do our next in-person video, that's how we're going to plug it in, right? So we got one of those coming up soon. After the UFC 245.
Oh yeah, that's right. We're gonna
after UFC 245, we'll be in person. It'll be the first time that I've used this camera for that. So.
And it won't shut off every 5 minutes.
And it won't shut off every 5 minutes. Yes.
So wait, hold on. Let's backpedal here a little bit. How much did you pay for the camera?
$1,000.
$1,000. How much did you pay for the dummy battery?
$21.
Did you get an extended warranty on the $1,000 camera?
Multiple years. 5 years.
Okay. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
No, so I went on, I read reviews, right? There was a $100 option, like not the Sony one, but like a known reputable like battery brand. And I saw someone who had like literally compared this one and that one 1-to-1 and was like, you get the same performance. I've never seen any issues. They seem to have good quality assurance. So here we are. And if I need to or want to upgrade at some point, I will. But right now we're rocking. Oh, I also got an $11 ring light, but that doesn't plug directly into the camera.
I'm struggling over here. With
this light is bright, dude. This light is bright, like full on. It's like has different settings for like warmth and shit. Like that's like
I know you say you're done with streaming, but does this get you excited at all to stream with this camera?
No. This isn't for that. This is YouTube content that I'm wanting to create.
Yeah, Zach has a T-shirt that says "I'll never go back" with an extra twitch.
No, so never is not on the table, right? There's always the option of me going back, right? Say this takes off and I am able to quit my job and focus on this full time, and this is not going to take me, 80 hours a week. So I would be able to stream on top of that as well. I do full-time content creation, but as it sits currently,
Could you imagine if we had an office where I could finally live out my dreams of chasing interns around and them calling me old man?
There would not be any interns.
I just come out with a phone book. Where's my lunch?
Where'd you get a phone book from? Steve went back in time to the 70s to get a phone book.
I wish I was alive in the 70s. Those people were having so much fun back then.
Yeah, I agree. So before we started the show, we were talking about, what Steve should put in his backdrop.
Yes.
I feel like he should either get like a green screen so that we could like green screen some like cool backgrounds behind him, or like just like a little galaxy thing that you can hang from the ceiling. What was your idea, Steve? What were you looking for?
I'm literally just gonna get a big picture of Thanos or probably Mitt Romney and hang it there, because those two are interchangeable in my mind. No, the only reason I wouldn't want to do the green screen thing is because I have this thing called Within Your Means to a certain extent, right? And my good friend got me a nice keyboard. Zach has invested way more in this stuff than I've been able to, and I just don't know if a green screen is for someone at my level, right? You know what I'm saying? Like green screens are for high class, high quality guys like Doc.
Doc, who cares about Doc, dude?
But you know what? It's funny because his graphics, in comparison, Doc, I love you. I literally love your show. But in comparison, it's really public access type level, right?
No, dude, he has the best production on Twitch.
Yeah, on Twitch, but comparatively, it's not the best production ever, right? Like, we have to keep things.
Are we comparing him to like Lord of the Rings?
No, nothing's Lord of the Rings. I told you about that shit, Zach. Don't you ever disparage that movie again. By the way, are you coming with me to see Rise of Skywalker?
I mean, I can if you really want me to.
I think me, Shane, and Pete, and a few other people want to see it, but you can't.
It depends on who the other people are.
No, it's just Shane and Pete.
Then yes. Then yeah, I'll 100% go.
We're gonna have to do a show about that beforehand because this, if I'm to believe all the chatter on the internet, this movie's gonna bomb and people are gonna kill themselves while they're watching. So
when does it come out?
I don't know. Let's check it out.
Okay, so this is towards the end of the month, I assume.
Yes.
Okay. So if that's towards the end of the month, that gives me time. I have to catch up on the most recent Star Wars trilogy. I saw like the first new one that came out, if that makes sense. Like the one that came out in like 2014 or something. I saw that one. But I haven't. It was all right. It wasn't bad. I think all Star Wars movies, to be honest, I had a bit at the school that I hated Star Wars. I thought Star Wars is the worst movie series of all time. Actually, I think Star Wars is pretty okay. I think Star Wars, from what it could have been to what it was disappointing. But the movies themselves aren't actually that bad, right? I don't go out of my way to watch them. It's not something that I'm overly and super interested in. So
here's the thing, right? There are people who are enthused about Star Wars, and that's okay. And then there's the laity, people who just like, casual fans, and that's okay. And then there are people who are qualifying themselves as the fandom menace, right? This is a new thing that's catching on because they are bucking back against Disney's Star Wars, and they feel like they have a real control on the direction and the demise of this franchise. And they're also very vocal about how much they love The Mandalorian because they feel like there are social justice issues that are being pushed in the movies. I'm not one of those people, right? So here's the thing. I went to go see The Matrix, and you know why I enjoyed The Matrix? Because I wasn't expecting it to resolve something inside of it. That's right. It's just a movie.
Yeah. See, I don't pick up on those things in movies, dude. I don't. Like, I mean, I might be like in that way, like socially inept, but I don't pick up on those things in movies, right? Obviously, I didn't go see the Ghostbusters with the entire female cast. Right, because in my mind,
because they were female.
Because in my mind, you're never going to be able to recreate that Ghostbusters with the original cast. You're not going to be able to ever do that. If it would have been like, you literally could have put my favorite celebrities in there, right? It could have been Rogan on DMT. It could have been Shab. It could have been like whoever. Alex Jones could have been in it, and I still wouldn't have gone to see it, right? Yeah, because you can't recreate that. But I didn't go because it was an all-female cast. That wasn't the reason I didn't go, right? Yeah. Which is why certain people didn't go. I just don't pick up on these things. I just don't care about them generally.
Well, here's the thing, right? In my research on how to grow the channel and checking the algorithm and YouTube, There are times I have to pull myself back from responding on channels like, hey man, I know you spend a lot of time combating the social justice warriors and combating the secret agenda and combating the secret algorithm, which is trying to steal your guns and change your opinion on everything. I'm like, but the fact of the matter is you're doing the exact same thing that the SJWs are. You found a reason to be outraged and it's brought your viewership up and it's made you more relevant. I don't care about any of this stuff. I just want to go see the movie and enjoy it. If it's bad, I just say it's bad because it's bad. Like when we were going to see Joker, what peed me off a little bit was CNN's expose on that, right?
Duh.
And then just I can't. I will not get it.
I hate this stuff, man. I hate this stuff. It's because it's like the same thing where like if a comedian will say a thing and people get outraged over what the comedian says, it's like, no, you idiot. He's a comedian. He's making a joke, right? There are lines that you can cross, but I feel like if you're, I don't know, if you're making a movie or if you're a comedian or if you're like, you know, a person who's clearly trying to say things to get reactions out of people or try to get reaction out of people, right? A good movie gets a reaction out of you.
Yeah.
I feel like there's really not a line you could cross almost, right? There are lines way down the road that you'd have to go down to like a deep, dark place or a deep, dark rabbit hole to like actually cross. But like those are so far down. Like what was the movie that just came out? Jojo Rabbit, where it was a satirical, like funny movie about Hitler.
Yeah.
Right? Like anything Sacha Baron Cohen does, right, is so over the top. All the Jackass movies, so over the top. But all of those movies get a pass. But the Joker doesn't. Right? The Joker doesn't. It's a fictional person set in a fictional place.
And dude,
about fictional politics.
Yeah.
Right? Like, why does this matter? Why does this affect people? I have no idea. It baffles me, dude.
That's because the outrage culture doesn't just doesn't just swing left.
I feel like that statement I just made is going to get us cancel cultured.
Outrage and cancel culture, it doesn't just swing left. It swings right too.
Yeah.
I like to stay firmly in the middle and be objective about these things, not subjective. You know, I won't go into my beliefs on this channel, but I have a standard that I go by, and it allows me to be objective about things. And in the grand scheme of things, the Joker mirroring back to us some things about creative monsters and how that happens in life according to this fictional piece of work, not a big deal. Walt Harris's stepdaughter getting kidnapped and not getting the coverage I felt it deserved, like every other sex traffic victim.
There was about 3 other big ones going on at the time too. There were 3 other, like, there was very similar incidents going on at the time. Did you see that there was an outcome in that case?
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, I hate to bring us down to a low point here, but they said that there's evidence that the guy who kidnapped her shot her and killed her.
Why?
Because they found remains buried, like shallow grave style, like not too far from where her car was.
Wait, give it to me again. They shot her and killed her?
Yeah. Yep. I have no idea.
Wait, hold on for a second. Maybe I'm processing slow. You're saying the guy who found the body shot her and killed her, or the guy?
No, the guy. I think the guy literally the guy that they arrested
shot and killed her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they confirmed that the remains that were found were her and so on and so forth. And then Walt Harris like released a statement. I couldn't fucking read it without like wanting to cry, so I couldn't.
Yeah.
So it's really sad, dude. It's so sad.
And it's crazy because you know, as I look at this, you know, you have the few people from the fringes of the internet, like just put him in the ring with Walt, which is colorful and cute to say, but it's not what him or the mother want.
Yeah, it's not what any of them want.
It's not going to get their kid back, and it's not going to bring justice. But you know, this is what I'm talking about. This is a real scenario that happened. And by the way, there was some little Mexican girl who was kidnapped. That's 1 year old. That's still missing. You know, and like
there's things. A number of them. Yeah. It just doesn't make sense as to why that's not getting coverage or that's not getting the media play, whereas you know people are outraged over a movie, right?
Or Baby Yoda,
or Baby
people
Yoda.
Are outraged
Baby
about
Yoda is
Yoda.
adorable, dude. Have you seen all of the memes going around about Baby Yoda? It's like I saw one recently. It was it was the Best Buy one. It's like it was my manager arguing with a customer about price matching on Black Friday, and it's Baby Yoda there with like a drink. It was so funny, dude. It was so funny.
You know, you can't be mad at Baby Yoda because, and actually, shout outs to what is this guy's name? Jon Favreau for The Mandalorian. Just doing it right. Like, you know, like
people out there doing the thing, huh?
Yeah, people want to hate the show. Episode 4, maybe not as strong as the other ones, but that's by a margin of percent, like 1%. It's an amazing show, and it's right now carrying Disney on its back, Disney Plus on its back, along with all the other content.
Dude, we've talked about Disney Plus a few times, but I have real life experience with it now. I haven't watched it. No, I haven't watched it, but I told my mom about it the other day. Right? I was like, hey, Mom, have you heard about Disney Plus? My mom likes all the Disney movies and such, right? And so I was like, hey, have you heard about Disney Plus? And she goes, no, what's that? So I explain it to her. I'm like, oh, it has all the Star Wars stuff on it, has all the Simpsons, it has all the Disney Channel stuff. She goes, oh, well, that sounds cool. I'm like, and it has all of the cartoons going back until like the 30s, and all of the movies, and all of the animated movies. And she's like, really? So I come back in here, I was, playing some games, go back out like an hour later, grab a nice bottle of water. Thank you, whatever our sponsor was from last week. I go out, grab a nice bottle of water. She's out there watching Bambi. I'm like, what's happening? She goes, I found Bambi was on it. I got Disney Plus.
Dude, you can literally jump into that show and background story, right? So Revenge of the Sith happened, the Purge happened, and Darth Vader, Anakin became Darth Vader. Obi-Wan escaped.
Are you like giving me a rundown of Star Wars?
Yeah,
I've seen all of Star Wars, dude. All the old ones. I've seen all of the old ones. I know the story of Star Wars.
There you go, dude.
I'll go see the new one with you. I'll for sure go see the new one with you.
And you know what? I'm ready to fight. I'm literally ready to fight anyone in that freaking theater. You know why? Because it's just a movie, dude. I'm gonna walk out.
It's just a movie, dude.
It's crazy, but at any rate, I digress. What is this you got here, bro? You got AG getting paid.
So I saw an article today. I kind of want to pull it up. About how Anthony Joshua is going to make 8 times what Andy Ruiz Jr. is going to make during their bout coming up very soon.
Yeah. Have you seen Ruiz doing any mitt work?
That guy is slick, dude. That guy has some of the slickest, some of the nicest combos that I've seen. Boxing at heavyweight is not the most technical.
No.
Right. There's a lot of technique in the feints, in the positioning, in the footwork, but there's not a lot of technique in throwing 3 punches, ducking under a punch, throwing 3 more, and just keep moving and flowing. That guy brings it in.
Yeah.
His hands are really good.
Yeah, and he's really quick for a guy his size too.
Very quick.
But I'm calling this. This is kind of a pick'em fight for me, dude. And I can't pretend like I'm the biggest expert on Anthony Joshua's career. I'm not, dude. I actively have avoided watching fights with him prior to this one because I was just like, whatever, dude. Him and Wilder are never gonna fight. He's never gonna fight Fury. This is just gonna be that 3-ring circle all over again. But Ruiz has got me interested, man. I always like when someone comes in and shakes the norm.
Throws a wrench in it.
Yeah, throws a right hook and knocks the other dude. So Joshua's the A side, so he's gonna get the lion's share, which is the way it goes.
Yeah.
But I wish, cue the analytics chart that's over here. I need to know what Anthony Joshua brings in every pay-per-view to get 80 million. Because that's a high number, dude.
So he is guaranteed 60
$80 million a show.
No, he is 60. He is guaranteed 60, and they estimate from pre-sales of pay-per-view he's going to make over 80. He's going to make 80, 85.
Okay. Oof.
And Andy Ruiz is guaranteed 9. And he's guaranteed 9 million. And his pay-per-view points aren't as favorable. He's going to make about 13.
But if he wins, it changes his life. His life has changed forever.
His life has already changed. Let's be fair. Right.
Yeah,
he is now
$9 million. That's a lot of money.
No. I agree. I was just missing out the difference.
Yes.
Joshua lost the last fight. The cards were stacked against him. Let's be fair. He got knocked out in training camp like a week before. He took this fight on short notice when he was training to fight Big Baby Miller. And Ruiz was already in a training camp for some other fight, so he just like switched it to Joshua. It was all stacked against him, right? He took him way too lightly. But Ruiz is the kind of fighter that you kind of don't want to fight. He gives Fury issues, I think.
Short guy, get in under your reach if he yeah.
I think if he avoids the right hand from Wilder, he gives Wilder a lot of issues because he's a way better pure boxer than Wilder is.
But here's the thing, right? He also got, we got to be real about it. He got dropped coming in. So there's a very good chance.
He got dropped once in the fight?
Yeah. Yes,
and he dropped Joshua 4 times.
Yeah, there's also a very good chance. So, so you got to think Joshua was probably training his ass off for this fight.
For sure.
And, so that's why I'm saying it's going to be a pick-up. Because Andy
Ruiz, I was wrong. It was $66 million euros. That's 85.7 million US. And Ruiz is only guaranteed 10 million US. Okay.
Are they still beating the American dollar? I thought they were Brexiting to the end of the world. What the hell is going on?
No, dude. No, that's the British pound.
No, the euro was stronger than the dollar. My good friend.
It still is.
Still, that's what I'm saying.
Right, but you said Brexiting. England is leaving EU, which would be the pound would be suffering.
They're just another state.
I'm just trying to help you out, buddy.
Listen, here in Canada, we're doing good.
We're under the Queen, my friend. So this fight is today, essentially Saturday, right? December 7th. It is at what time? 4 p.m. Eastern? Probably. I like boxing, dude.
I like boxing too, but I don't know if I'm going to give them any of my money on this card.
I didn't say I was going to pay for it.
Oh, you didn't say that out loud.
It's on DAZN. Someone send me a link.
It's like $10, isn't it?
Hold on a second. 1 month DAZN is $20. You get access to the fight and more than 100 fights per year. Subscribers will be charged either $99 per year or $20 a month. Okay, it's $20.
It's $20.
That's not bad. I love how in the description DAZN can be streamed on Amazon Fire, Apple TV. Just wait for it. Google Chromecast, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, Roku, iOS, Android.
Hey, you know what? There was a time when you could order UFC fights on the PlayStation.
On the PlayStation.
Yeah, remember that? Those were amazing days, dude. Shit's gone now. Now I got to go through ESPN, which doesn't really bum me out, but what are you gonna do? I know you're not digging the ESPN.
I don't like ESPN era, dude. I paid a lot of money for ESPN, and I've not gotten any use out of it. Fight card. Alistair Overeem's fighting this weekend.
Yes, he is.
So I might get a little bit of use out of it.
I get used out of it no matter where the UFC fights are being shown. And when I was watching MMA more outside of just watching UFC, when I drove my poor wife crazy, I was watching everything, and so now I've whittled it down to because I can't really give that much time to MMA anymore, right?
You have kids.
Not even just that. I just can't give that. It's too much of an emotional roller coaster for me, dude. Just imagine me as one of those old timey guys at the horse racing track with the little hat, sweating.
Oh, I know him.
The pamphlets.
I know exactly who you're talking about.
But here's the thing, right? Alistair Overeem needs to call it quits. Let's get back to boxing, and then we'll get into Alistair Overeem.
Okay.
So I'm picking. I'm gonna allow my heart to pick in this fight. I'm not gonna watch it, but I'm gonna allow my heart to pick. I'm picking Ruiz. You know why? Because I want to believe that it wasn't just a fluke. I want to believe that Anthony Joshua was in the best shape of his life, showed up to that fight, and just underestimated his opponent, and that Ruiz is now going to come out charged up by that, ready to demolish him again. I want to believe that that's not just pad work, which is choreographed for the most part, and that's why it looks so good when we're doing it. And I want to believe that
he looks good in his fights too, though. That's the difference.
He does look good in his fights.
He looks slick in his fights, man.
And he's got great cardio, and he's a sturdy little dude. So I'm going.
Yeah, I'm also going to go Ruiz. I think he's slick enough to get around Joshua. Joshua's a very good pure boxer. But I think Ruiz brings a different style that I don't think Joshua's ever really fought anyone like that. The hardest fight Joshua's ever had, other than obviously Ruiz, was Klitschko. Did he fight Klitschko?
I think he did fight. He beat one of the Klitschkos, right?
Here, I'll look it up.
But to that nice mechanical keyboard. That's like,
wow, imagine if someone else had one. That'd be crazy, dude. Look
at my first.
The joke is that I got Steve a keyboard for Christmas. I know it kind of ruins it, right? Yes, Joshua versus Vladimir Klitschko in 2017. So, other than that, like, I don't even recognize any other name on here. I'm not that big into boxing, so it's kind of not surprising. But he fought Joseph Parker. Okay, he fought Povetkin and Ruiz Jr. But these guys, he doesn't. No one fights like Ruiz Jr. in the heavyweight division. So that's kind of where
he's not like dangerously unique. He's got quick hands. He's short, and he can get under the sloppy jab.
Yes.
If Joshua comes in, he pulls that jab out again, or if he just tries to like rely on his reach, Ruiz has proven that he can get underneath that. And he's gonna catch him with some dangerous shots. Here's the thing, right? I think Ruiz is a talented boxer, man, and I agree with you on that. Like, I just think that he is, and I'm glad he got this opportunity. I really am. I really am glad that he got this opportunity to prove that you don't have to be chiseled like a goddamn sculpture to be an effective boxer.
Fair.
And I'm not the biggest Daniel Cormier fan because I'm not a Cormier fan, but you always have to respect Cormier's, what he's accomplished, right? Like I
do.
I remember, long before Khabib, everyone thought Cormier was the unbeatable guy. We know that's not true now, of course, but like,
thanks to coked up John Jones.
Hey, coke don't make your legs go up higher. He kicked that man in the head fair and square.
Coke don't make your legs go up higher. I know my leg would be above my head right now.
Alice, last thing. I've been dying to get your opinion on two things that are probably going to enrage you because I know that someone else already talked to you about it. Okay, here we go. Did you watch the Wilder fight?
I watched a bit of it. Yes.
That was one hell of a punch, dude. Like
that man
motion,
is the hardest hitter on the planet right now. For sure. No one hits harder than he does. No one, maybe minus Foreman in his prime. No one hits harder than Deontay Wilder, maybe ever.
That was crazy, dude.
He
dropped that man.
But it only took one, though. He lost 5 of the 7 rounds, 6 of the 7 rounds, maybe 7 of the 7 rounds.
Who, Wilder?
Wilder lost those rounds. He was getting outboxed, got clipped, he was getting outboxed, and then he just kills him with one hand, dude. He just absolutely kills him. He has so much power in his hand that it is incredible.
Was he really getting outboxed?
He definitely got outboxed the first 4 or 5.
I gotta go back and watch it, dude.
Yes.
It's what's crazy though? He's not like a native boxer, right? Like he hasn't been boxing since he was like
he started boxing to provide for his daughter, right?
Yeah.
So hold on.
Football.
Right. I pulled up the judges' scorecards. 60-54 through 6 rounds for Ortiz. 60-54 for 6 rounds for Ortiz. 59-55, 58-56, 59-55, 59-55, 58-56, 60-54. 60-55, they gave him a draw in the 3rd round. 58-57, that guy clearly wasn't watching the same fight. 60-54, 60. Okay, so these are just a bunch of different judges. All of them gave it to Ortiz until that 7th round where he died.
I'm just gonna watch it real quick. Maybe you can just get my reaction and describe what it looks like.
Don't watch that fight. Don't watch that punch. Watch the one where he hit Brazil. That was way worse.
That is way worse, dude.
Way worse, bro. That was way worse.
It's like that one guy that came up to the school and was talking to Cash at the at the school counter one day, and me and Cash are trying to explain to him. I was like, look, man, Wilder's he's got great power. He's not a great boxer. And I don't want to hear anything. I don't want to hear anything about how he's getting better every day. Nope. He's not getting better every day.
Might hit harder every day.
He's getting more proficient every day, but
his fundamental boxing is not great.
But you know what?
His ability to hit that right hand is enough.
You know what's crazy though? He set it up with 3 pawing jabs, and I was like, "Here it comes!" And it was just boom. And I don't know how much of him losing earlier rounds. And all my boxing aficionado friends, you're more than welcome to cue in here. Was he baiting Ortiz? Was he trying to tire down the bigger guy?
There was a lot of talk of that. I don't know if I'm good enough at analyzing fights to tell you if he was or not, but it did seem like he wasn't. It seems like he was waiting. I don't want to say he was. I don't know what I don't want to say. It seems like he was waiting for that opportunity. Then he found the way he was going to do it, set it up, and ended him. But in that fight, he was getting clipped. The picture where he's getting his hand held up in the ring, his eye is swollen shut, his face is swollen on the right side. Like, I don't think he was baiting him, because if he was baiting him, he would have been toying with him, and he wouldn't have been getting hit.
So that's, it's the curse of the counter puncher and the power puncher too.
You're going to get hit.
Yeah, you got one weapon that you're relying on, especially if you're like a power puncher. You're just waiting for that, and you're praying for that cross, that uppercut that you're famous for, that hook. And then if the other fighter's got your number, he knows that's what you're waiting for, and he's in and out. But this time it did not work for the other fighter. I think that's a lot of what we saw with Conor versus Khabib. Conor was literally waiting for that moment, that fraction of a second where he could hit him. I'm not defending Conor.
Yeah, but so here's the thing, though. Ortiz isn't the same caliber of opponent for Khabib as...
No. Absolutely not.
Like, so, yeah, I don't... dude, I am so anti-Conor anymore. I just am, dude. Guy hasn't fought in three years. Or he hasn't won a fight in 3 years.
His fandom is turned on him. It's like, there was a restaurant just recently got rid of the Conor McGregor pizza in Ireland. That's
I've never had his whiskey.
If someone gave me a free bottle, I wouldn't
scoff at it either, but I went to buy it once and it wasn't there, so I just bought Glenlivet instead.
I'm more of a Maker's Mark.
I've had Maker's Mark. It's okay. I really like Scotch, and I really like Glenlivet. Glenlivet's really good.
We're gonna have to have the Scotch night for the fights. Scotch it up.
Hey, with Scotch and hoagies?
Scotch and hoagies. Miss all the fights. Miss all the fights, dude. That's a bad combination.
Because I'm sleeping over at your house.
Like, woke up, there was half a sandwich and half a dog there.
Oh, poor Marvel.
What do you got? Oh, she's enjoying her time on the farm right now. She is like.
Tell your kids when a dog passes away.
No, this is true though. She's coming back. She better be coming back. We got Half-Life.
Hold on, we're gonna talk about Overeem still. Oh, about this UFC thing.
So hold on. Who's he fighting again?
Rosenstruck.
We're talking about the former 2-time K1 champion. The man that really, Cain Velasquez beat him beat him sound.
So let's see this guy's past 3 fights. He beat Andrei Arlovski in 29 seconds on November 2nd. So a month ago. He beat Alan Crowder in 9 seconds. No, sorry. This is 9 seconds remaining, right? And then he beat Junior Albini in the second round with a KO.
He's got 9 fights total in his entire career.
Right. And he's fighting Alistair Overeem, who's 45-17 in MMA. And he's like 150 in kickboxing or something.
But his chin is deteriorated. The steroids took the toll on his body.
Who did he fight last? Olenek?
Yeah.
He knocked Olenek out too, and then he knocked Pavlovich out before that.
You know what? The crazy thing is he could beat almost anyone on any given night. Also,
so if it was just a pure striking match, I think he beats everyone in that division.
Oh yeah, and if we're to believe the rumors, I heard John got injured sparring with him. I heard he tuned John up in the gym too.
Really?
Yeah,
dude. So Overeem's a hard case though, because that is a man who has literally seen everything.
Yeah.
Right. That is a man who has literally seen everything.
Yeah.
He's fought so many people. He has fought. Well, did he get knocked out by Stipe though?
He did, but he knocked Stipe. He had Stipe on the back pedal, almost knocked him out.
Oh, really? Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's a friggin' heavyweight fight. You know how those go. It's like
yeah, I totally get that. 100%. Oh, actually, hold on. His kickboxing record is he's 10-4.
What's his K1 record? Is that?
That does not show me. He's 2-time K1 champion though, right?
Yeah. Let's see. K1. Oh, sorry.
Kickboxing career. Let's see. Age of 17. Yeah, I think that includes it.
Dude, he fought at welterweight at one point in his life.
Welterweight, middleweight, for the steroids.
Fought Chuck Liddell. Chuck Liddell beat him.
What?
Yeah, fought Chuck Liddell.
Dude, hold on a second. Alistair Overeem is the hardest 39 of all time. Holy crap. Wow, dude. Hold on. I'm sorry, Alistair, if you hear this. I'm a big fan of you and the Dutch people.
And Deontay Wilder, I have nothing. The utmost respect. Your braids always look on point. Please don't come and beat me up.
Don't come and stare at me, because he would kill you by staring at you.
He's a scary man, dude.
He is scary dude.
Anyone that can wear shirts like that, I'm not testing him. That's
and then just like scream bomb squad in random places. You ever seen him do that?
Yeah, that's insane.
That's crazy.
People are like, it's really insensitive what you're doing right now. Alistair lost to Chuck Liddell, but so he's fighting this Saturday. Who else is on that card?
Marina Rodriguez versus Cynthia Calvillo. Stefan Struve is fighting Ben Rothwell. That is the fight that I'm paying to see.
That's the fight to watch.
8.5-foot man is probably going to get knocked out again. Aspen Ladd is fighting Yana Kunitskaya. And then Rob Font is fighting Ricky Simon. Ricky Simon has the greatest mullet of all time.
Cynthia Calvillo, she was supposed to be a big deal. Trains out of Alpha Male.
If I remember correctly, I think you were right. She was supposed to be a really big deal, and then lost to. Man, she lost to someone.
She lost to the former champion of that division. What is her name? Carla Esparza, I think it was.
Yes. Yes. And then Carla Esparza was that also supposed to be a really big thing, and then kind of nothing happened.
Yeah, she was.
She lost to Claudia. She lost to Claudia and lost to Tatiana Suarez.
Yeah, got murderized by Joanna Jacek in their fight.
There is not many people who don't, though. Let's be honest.
And who is this? Marina Rodriguez.
She is 12-0. She has beat Tisha Torres, Jessica Aguilera.
So Jessica Aguilera was supposed to be a big deal. I think if this is who I think it was, she was coming out of the World Series of Fighting. No, this is a different girl. Never mind. A woman. I meant woman.
That girl is fun. So
I mean, it's gonna be a good night of free fights, right?
This is a really good ESPN card.
Dude, you gotta stop talking about ESPN before they cancel us, man.
Dude, it's literally on ESPN. This is a really good ESPN card. This would have been a really good Fox card. This would have been a really good TNT card.
TNT. Ricky Simone does have the best.
Hey, has a good mullet, dude. I saw a mullet in action the other day out in public, and I'm like, dude, you are brave. And I turned around, there was a second one. There was a second one behind me. I was like, oh my God, I gotta go. I was gonna go get a haircut, make sure everything is shaped up, make sure we're good and getting out of here.
Cowboy ninjas. That's what they were. I saw this great meme.
Well, you said cowboy. Cowboy's fighting Connor, dude. That's way more important than your meme.
Oh, well. Let's
January 18th, dude. No one cares. No one cares. I hope Cowboy starches Connor, dude. That's really what I hope.
If Connor loses to Cowboy, that's it.
Done, bro. Please hang it up. No one cares.
Let's see.
Really anti-Connor right now. I think he's a clown, dude.
And they're fighting at 170. That's pretty crazy.
Dude, could you have stacked the fight against Connor in any way? Or like, could you have given that guy a bone, dude?
I wonder what made him do 170.
He doesn't want to cut coming back after not fighting for 2 years.
Really?
Or 18 months or whatever it is.
Is that from the horse's mouth or?
No, that's just my professional inference.
Okay.
So, I'm allowed to.
I wonder what he walks around. You're definitely. I wonder what he walks around at.
85 probably.
That makes about sense.
Yeah, he probably walks around 185.
So if I'm looking at this fight, man, it depends on what Connor shows up. Because I know for a fact Connor can string together more than 1 and 2 punches at a time. He can throw multiple combos. Axe Chad Mendez, right? He hit Chad. It wasn't just that cross that did Chad in. He got hit with like 6 punches before that, dude. That was just pretty. But no, I don't know, man. Like, I'm gonna root for Connor in this one, not because I dislike Cowboy or anything like that. I just know that Cowboy has a really hard time with anyone that has good and slick boxing. He does, dude.
No, you're right.
Does.
You're right, but
but
Cowboy's really going to be hard to put down at 70, dude. Especially with Connor doesn't have 170 power, I don't think.
He knocked Diaz down 3 times in that division. Knocked him down 3 times.
I'm pretty positive Anthony Pettis knocked Diaz down.
No, he did not.
I'm pretty positive George Masvidal knocked Diaz down.
Yes, George Masvidal for sure. That's 2 different fighters.
They're the same people, dude. I have no idea.
Anthony Pettis looks at someone and his hand explodes. And that's no discredit to Anthony Pettis. He's just like, his hand's broken. I kind of want to see him wrap it up too. Not because I dislike him, but because it's like, dude, I would hate for you to get hurt not being able to fight at that level.
And again. Yeah. So I think Connor has 3 fights left.
Wait, is this who? This card is headline. Main co-main event? What is it? Free? Do I have to pay for this?
You're gonna 100% have to pay for this.
This is an ESPN card if I've ever seen it.
This is not an ESPN card.
This guy hasn't won in 3. He hasn't won 3 years. I don't have to pay for his fight.
He's still one of the biggest draws in the UFC, unfortunately.
The biggest draw.
Masvidal wants to fight Nick Diaz on that card.
Really?
He wants to fight Nick Diaz on that card.
Yeah, I know which Diaz you're talking about. I'm going to be the one to say it here, and you guys can come from what. Nick Diaz is not his brother, and he is 100% a better fighter than Nate. And that might have been.
But when was the last time Nick Diaz fought?
Anderson Silva. And that was a horrible fight.
That was no contest.
It was a horrible, horrible fight. Did I ever tell you?
In 2015.
I was snowed in a hotel in Boston. And I was like, this is how I'm going to die.
He went out on a 3-fight losing streak.
Dude, he's a much better boxer.
He wasn't active when he was fighting, dude. Holy crap.
No. Best fight I've ever seen for him, man, is talk about setting someone off at the end of their career. Is it Ken or it's Frank Shamrock? And Frank Shamrock, I've never seen anyone, Chris Cyborg's ex-husband, I've never seen 2 examples of 2 guys getting beat to death by Diaz, brother. I was like, man, literally he hit him with everything. There was not one punch that didn't land. But Connor, Cowboy, UFC 246. Do you know who's
I don't think anyone else has announced for that card. They're headlining, dude. There is 0% chance that Connor fights on a card that he's not headlining a pay-per-view. There's a 0%.
Holly Holm versus Raquel.
That got rescheduled. Yep.
Jared Cornet versus Robert Whitaker. Who?
Yeah.
Being discussed.
Right. Claudia Gadea got a fight on that. Macy Barber got a fight on that.
Oh man.
But Andre Feely got a fight on that.
It's not looking good.
Yeah. It was UFC 246. This is a pay-per-view fight. That's 2 fights in 4 months that they've done headlined without a title on the line?
No.
An actual title?
I don't think if Conor wins this, he's definitely should not. I'm not going to say what.
Conor wins this. He fights Masvidal next.
I was just about to say he'll fight anyone, and I do believe he'll fight anyone. But it's a bad fight for him. Masvidal is too big.
The Nate Diaz trilogy.
He wins this and somehow wiggles his way back into a 155.
Oh my God. A title shot with Khabib again? Or Tony? He doesn't want any of those. He doesn't want either of them. He doesn't want him, Tony. He doesn't want Gaethje. He doesn't want... Oh my God, dude. The top 5 of 155 he does not want.
He stands the best chance against Gaethje, though. Like, if you got
But unless Gaethje gets his hands on him.
Yeah.
And then Conor's going out just like everyone else does.
Holly Holm versus Raquel Pennington. This is actually going to be, I think, Holly Holm's last fight, which is poetic in a way because Pennington was the first controversial win of her career in the UFC. You see that fight? By any chance?
No.
Yeah. So actually, it wasn't that controversial, but people were expecting. Yeah, when Holly was coming into the UFC, she was literally kicking women's heads off their bodies, but she, the caliber of opponent wasn't really there. Right? So her first fight in, she's obviously full of nerves against Raquel Pennington, who, in spite of what people think of her, is a game fighter and she has some skill to her. But, Holly got the decision and it wasn't the show that everyone was expecting. She came out, next fight, same thing, kind of a slow start, but you can see that the confidence was building, starts beating the brakes off the young lady towards the end of the last round of the fight. And then the rest is history. She comes in against Ronda Rousey, goes Super Saiyan mode, kicks her
in the face.
This is after hitting her with all the punches.
Dude, I saw a highlight, and it wasn't really a highlight. It was a low light, I think, of Ronda the other day, and it was just her getting punched over and over and over, and her head just sitting there, and she's getting hit and hit and hit. And I'm like, dude, you got to move your head to the left, to the right, just back, anything. Move your head, dude. Your neck isn't stiff. And she just kept getting just knocked in the mouth, dude. All right, let's get off of fighting. We have a whole separate show that we do for fighting based around fight cards, which we got to get back into. There hasn't been any, dude, I've missed the UFC.
Take a break.
I've missed the UFC, dude. It was just 3 weeks without it.
Yeah, last one we did was for the Masvidal Diaz fight.
Yeah.
We both just kind of like stunned and poorly.
We just didn't care. God, I hate New York. I hate New York for so many reasons, especially your shitty doctors.
Yeah, they're not my doctors. I'm not paying them. My doctor is horrible, by the way.
He sees blood and passes out.
It's like, hold it. So what do we got here? Half-Life.
So Half-Life. Do you know the story of Half-Life?
The game.
The game. Half-Life the game. Maybe one of the most influential PC games of all time.
You've told me the story.
Half-Life spawned Counter-Strike.
Okay.
So Half-Life has now officially announced a new game. It's been since 2007, I think, is when the last time they released even an episode for Half-Life 2. Half-Life 2 is like one of the it's a meme, but it's one of the most highly revered games of all time, right? And the joke is always where's Half-Life 3? Because Half-Life 3 has never been released. It's been since like 2007 or something since the last episode of Half-Life 2 came out. And they're going VR. So I've never played the game, but this person here, or the name is Half-Life Alyx. I don't want to get that wrong. Alex? I'm just going to say Alex. I guess that makes sense. And they fit into the story in some way other than you just being the standard character. It's interesting, dude. I'm happy that Half-Life fans get a game to play, even if they have to buy a VR headset for it. But I'm happy that they at least get another game.
Dude, so what are your thoughts on the VR shooters?
I've never played one. I was watching Summit play a lot of Pavlov, and Pavlov is Counter-Strike in VR. It looks fun. It really does. It looks really fun. But I don't know how interested in it I would be.
What now? Is that because of the mechanics, or just because you think it's a niche kind of novelty thing? Or?
I get motion sick in VR. I've been in VR a few times, and I can only play for 25 or 30 minutes. And I would either get frustrated that I couldn't play more, or that, it's going to make me motion sick. So, I don't own a VR headset, and I don't think I probably never will. Those are usually my famous last words, though.
Yeah, I was just about to say, next thing I know, you're going to be like, so I bought this VR headset.
Just like, I come in, just like, boing! So, I'm more excited for Half-Life fans to get a game that they can play. Other than that, I really, it's not a game I'm going to play. It's just not a game I'm going to play.
I'm not I don't know anything about Half-Life, dude, but so I've played a couple of VR games on the Oculus and stuff like that. Just the demo stuff they came out with when they were first premiering it. And I had a lot of fun doing it. I've watched some people do content on VR shooters. And I don't know. I just don't know if the technology's to the point where I'm like, hey, this seems like worth me shelling out money over. So I'm not sure if I'm
when you say money, it's a significant amount of money. It's a few $100s.
Yeah. Dude, I made a mistake of clicking on one chiropractic video in YouTube, and now it's like
you made that mistake, dude. Please don't do it.
We listen. Look, Half-Life fans, we're happy for you. We're gonna segue into something. I gotta talk about the comments. I'm gonna send you some stuff in these YouTube videos. I want to talk about the person who's taking the shots for these chiropractic videos. I showed this to my wife, and I'm like, when they came up with the term thirst trap, this is what they were talking about, dude. Like, because it's basically like this guy's, a chiropractic doctor who seems to take his practice very serious. But I started noticing a trend in the presentation of his videos. Can I just send you a video?
I'm looking at it, Doctor. Yeah. This is the way you get views, Steve. The first video that comes up, first two videos, three, a lot of videos, is they're very attractive females, and the guy has 1 million subs on YouTube. Good on you, buddy. Good on you. Steve's a hater. I'm an appreciator. Absolutely. You do your thing, and you do it well.
Here's the thing, right? His wife shoots the videos for him. Everything's above the board. She's in every session he has with a female. So you can't get mad at the doctor. But I'm telling you, the comments in his videos, they are like next level frontier stuff. One guy was like, it's literally 2:46 a.m. and I woke up and I had to go see what was going on with the chiropractic arts.
The top comment on this video that I clicked on, it was literally, I tried this with my friend the other week. I made her so relaxed she hasn't woken up since.
I sent you that. I sent you one of the clips from the comments. Like, I popped my brother's neck the other day. He's so relaxed. He's been sleeping with his eyes open for the past 3 days.
Yeah, dude. I cannot. As much as I love to crack my back, I do it all the time, dude. First thing I do when I sit in this chair every day when I get home from work, I do a twist and just clack clack, and then go the other way, right, and just crack my back. I just always do that. I can do it right now, and it would make an audible noise that would be disgusting.
It's not good. It's good for you, but not good for you.
Right, but I also can't watch people do it, dude. It's just weird. Pimple popping, can't do it. Disgusting.
Oh, dude, I love Dr. Pimple Pop.
If you send me those videos, we're no longer friends. I will vomit.
She cut a hematoma out of someone one day.
I don't want to know, dude. This is so gross.
She pulled a little person out of them. Hey, have you been keeping up with Stephen Wonderboy Thompson's channel at all?
Wait, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson has a YouTube channel?
Yeah.
Is it like, I don't know, dude. I don't know if I want to watch Wonderboy.
He's a nice guy, man.
Yeah, he is. But how much is he going to preach to me in these videos?
He's not preaching. He's teaching you good fighting habits.
Oh, dude, I don't plan on getting in any fights.
I'm gonna this channel stays around long enough, we'll definitely get into a fight or two. Like, mother, did you say there's a gamer than me? Dude, it was this one shooter I wanted to talk to you about, and that's why I keep looking over into my history to see if I can find it. But obviously,
is it new? Is it old? What is it?
It's new, but where the freak is it? It's gonna come up any second.
What are the graphics like? What are we looking at?
Graphics look good. What the hell, dude? I literally was like, oh man, this is it kind of looks like a faster paced CS:GO.
Are you talking about Project A?
Yes, no, not
We've
Project
literally
A.
talked about it.
No, not Project A. It's something different. God damn it. I'll find it when we're off air. I'm not going to be able to find it because the pressure's on.
Yeah.
Gone too far. Pressure's on, Stevie.
You can't find anything under pressure, man.
No, I can't, dude. I'll literally punch someone because I feel like I'm going to jump. He's fighting back. Oh, there. I found it. Crossfire Alyx. Have you heard of this?
No.
All right.
Crossfire Alyx. Yeah. What is this? It's on Xbox.
I know it's on Xbox. That's not what we're talking.
I'm not gonna buy it.
It's also on PC as well.
No, well, yeah, because of crossplay or whatever. But this is an old game series.
Yeah, it's an old game series. It looks like it's being revitalized.
Yeah, but I have no interest in this. This doesn't look fun.
It looks like a lot of fun. I'm gonna send you a thirst trap video.
Please don't. See?
I'm removing these people. I can't. I'm such a hater, dude. You know, we gotta talk about my hater tendencies. I am such a hater.
Steve is a hater, dude. I said that earlier. He's a little bit of a hater. He's been hating on EGirls recently.
Oh my god, I can't. No, you know what? Much respect to them being able to get their viewership up.
I respect the hustle, dude.
I respect the hustle. I just don't understand the consumer of the content.
It's not for you. That's okay. All content doesn't have to be made for you.
And no, it doesn't. And I don't even.
Do you watch the Teletubbies?
Yes, I watched it a lot when I was under the influence. But then I found out that was a little weird.
I was gonna say the same if you turn that back on me. I'm glad we're thinking in the right direction. But that's the thing about content, man. Not everything has to be for you.
Not everything has to be for me, and I don't hold that standard. Everything has to be for me. But since we're talking about my opinion of the subject, I just have a few questions that are not in judgment of people.
Okay. All right.
I have a few questions. So, all right, I'm gonna take a deep breath because I don't want to be offensive. I'm speaking a very non-confrontational tone. Why watch that as opposed to watching, something where you could maybe indulge your fantasy a little bit more? Right?
I don't know. I don't watch that garbage.
Hold
on a second. You directed me towards Stephen Wonderboy Thompson on YouTube. That man's on Twitch. He's live right now. Wonderboy Faith. He's playing Call of Duty.
That's all. I'm tuning in.
I'm following him. He's gonna get my sub, dude. I'm kidding. I don't really. I'm gonna follow him 100%. He's probably not very good. I would smack him and God. I watched all these fighters stream, dude. Like DJ's a good player in like some games. I watched Stipe stream. Man, that guy he's slow. He's playing Stipe Call of Duty.
No. What does Stipe play? No.
Call of Duty. I answered your question, Steve. I directly answered your question. Yeah, Stipe plays
send me a link. Send me a link to Wonderboy's channel. What's it called again?
I can't because I have the window. I'll send it to you after this, dude. Well, let's get finished up with the podcast. So Steve hates on EGirls. He doesn't understand that there are people out there who genuinely enjoy their content.
I don't hate on EGirls. You're gonna get me the wrong type of traffic. Like people with pitchforks and scantily dressed women attacking me on YouTube and Twitter.
Steve just doesn't understand. You know what? It's okay. Steve's he's not from the generation of people who would watch this content.
I grew up in the video vixens. I get what I'm saying is though, and cosplay is more my generation than it is your generation. They kind of like led the way on that. Yes, 100%. 100%. So here's the thing I'm saying, man, Wonderboy looks like a complete psycho. Is that how
I look when I'm trying to talk and play games at the same time?
I would assume so. It looks like you kind of have to poop. It looks a little bit like you have to take a shit.
So the thing about the e-girls is, I'm trying to understand. So, are the girls actually into the culture, or is it just
no, dude? This is a money grab for, I would say, 90%.
Okay.
I was also there's a difference between an e-girl and like a female streamer, right? Could we agree? Right?
Yes.
Like, I will drop names, right? Amaranth is an e-girl. She does it for the money. This is her thing, right? I super respect her hustle. I don't watch her content. Like, as a meme, I say that I do. I just don't watch it. I don't care. Well, sorry. I will watch it when she's walking around Walmart because that's hilarious. That is grade A content. But Munition's a Rainbow player, a Rainbow Six Siege player. She is a female streamer. She's very good, right? She doesn't use her being a woman as a way to further her career in streaming. She's a good Rainbow player.
She doesn't over-sexualize herself for attention, I assume is what you mean.
Or like, so there's that, and then there's also the other side of it of hey, I'm a female, come watch me.
Oh, okay,
right? Because women will do that too. So, both of them obviously stream full time. They make their content full time. They are streamers and content creators, but in two different realms of the things that you can do as a streamer is fine. I respect both of them. I have no issues with any of the e-girls. I do have issues with the fact that they get some sort of favoritism on websites. Twitch is one. I don't know how many e-girls are on YouTube or whatever, but like I do have issues that they get favorable treatment in some aspects. But whatever. I don't lose sleep at night over it. But
I don't lose sleep over it either. I just feel bad for the guy that's like doing the Patreon and supporting the channel. And
absolutely.
I'm not knocking the hustle. I'm just like, man, hey, bro. Donate some of that money to Gaming with a Dad, Talking with a Dad. You'll get much more out of our conversation.
We'll bring you in here. You want to be a third box? You want to be a third box and get to witness this firsthand and have your input into the conversation, please.
Actually, there will be no hands. All hands will be above the table if you come into this chat at all, dude. Like, everyone keep their hands.
So, like, again, Steve's an e-girl hater, and that's fine. But
channel I really Shroud's lady who has her own name, but
B-Nans.
Yes, dude, she is sick at Rainbow Six. Like, and I mean, like, legit sick.
You should watch Ann. You should watch Ann.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, Ann is a very good Rainbow player.
And I also enjoy the extremely hilarious female content creators. Like, what's that one crazy guy with the weird haircut who did the video about fighting?
Oh, iDubbbz.
Dude, that video when he scared his girlfriend his Pornhub in the middle of her stream, classic.
That was really good.
Some of our other stuff is pretty funny too. I don't hate e-girls. I'm just trying to understand where it all fits into.
I can see the title now. Steve hates e-girls.
Old black conservative hates e-girls.
See what happens next.
Maybe we should hashtag that so we can get some traffic on the channel. Dude, if you ever want to watch something incredibly terrifying, and I mean incredibly terrifying, you need to look up a guy named Jesse Lee Williams.
I don't want to watch it, dude. I don't want to watch it.
Listen to me, man. When you hear me make the reference of a statement when I'm like, that's incredible, that's from this old black guy who just says the most off-the-wall stuff that anyone... Like, I mean, he's had people on his show, educated people who've spent years in college, and he stumped them with one-word questions. He's like, are you being serious? I'm talking about people who've done collegiate level debates, and they're like, Jesse Lee Williams. If we can get some of his foot traffic, I'll take some of those people over here too. You can't stay. I'm telling you right now. You come and you tune in, then you got to go afterward. E-girls, I don't hate you, dude. I don't hate you. It's just interesting because like, all right. So explain Patreon to me. I know what it is, but explain it.
So Patreon is a crowdfunding site for content creators, for people, and people will pay in, and they have access to certain reward tiers. One of my favorite podcasts that I watch, Painkiller Already, has a Patreon. right? And it helps supplement some of the income that they do for the show, right? They helps the content creators get paid. Two of them don't have jobs, right? Woody's gamer tag is he worked for Cisco for a long time, and then he was a full-time content creator and made enough money off of a Minecraft server back in the day that he was able to, buy his enormous house and retire and doesn't have to work anymore, and he's not worried about it. The other host, Kyle, is FPS Russia. Guy made, I want to say, $30 million off of YouTube early on, and he's like 30. So he doesn't ever have to work again. He's not worried about it, other than the time he just spent in jail. But he's not worried about it. And then the other one used to be Merker Durka, or it just goes by Taylor now. Who is hilarious. He is so funny. Taylor is he's like, when he streams, he doesn't stream very often. He streams like maybe twice or three times a week. He just started streaming, but when he streams, I have the notifications on. I will stop what I'm doing and I'm going to watch Taylor stream. He is so funny, but he works a full-time job. So it helps supplement, his time and everyone else's time that they put into it every week. They do a 4-hour show.
No, I mean, and let's be clear. Content creators are doing it's work. It's
or the dark side of Patreon, where you're buying scantily clad photos of women.
Don't knock the hustle, Zach. Right?
I'm not. Did I say that? Did I scoff at it? No. I need to get paid from this job. I got to keep up with my Patreons, dude.
That's all I'm saying, man. Hey, listen. One of us is gonna have to start taking some nudes, and I'm married, so it's gonna have to be you.
I will. No. I have a promising job. I can't somehow ruin that. Steve's trying to lead me down a dark path.
Listen, e-girls, you get the respect. All I'm saying is that, guys, continue to support your e-girl, but make sure you're not doing it at the cost of you having a place to live, please. And
some of them are, for sure.
Yes. And that's not on the e-girl. So before you guys come with the obvious response, know that your Uncle Steve has already come up with the even more obvious rebuttal. I am not knocking the hustler, not knocking the game. I'm just saying, it's one of those things. I tune in Twitch. I'm an old person. I get angry when I see certain things. I'm just like, what? I just watched 40 minutes of this. It was a crazy thing. Zach sent me one video 3 weeks ago. I've watched 90 videos since then, and each time I'm like, what am I watching?
I don't get it. I do not get it. I don't get it. I sent him a video on a lark. I thought it was funny, and I've ruined the poor man's life. It's just how it is.
All right. So last thing for the evening, man. Shout out to all the girls. Keep getting your grind on. Last thing for the evening. First thoughts on Halo. Zach,
Halo dropped. I don't like the campaign. Going into it, I didn't think I would, actually. I'm not a campaign person. The multiplayer is hard, but it's fun. It's fun. Yeah. So that's really my first impression. It's the same impression I would have had 10 years ago when the game actually came out, but that's kind of where we're at currently.
I always like to check the pulse of certain things. So for a lot of these guys, like a guy like Ninja, a few other people, it is really cool to see
dude. There's an entire professional community, sir. You just disrespected so many people.
I'll fight every one of them, line them up,
and
one by
80%
one.
80% of them would kick your ass.
Listen to me, one by one, 20-minute breaks in between.
Dude, Ogre 2 is gonna come in here and murder you.
Who?
Ogre, bro. You see, don't even be disrespecting Halo when you don't understand the Halo community.
Bro, I didn't disrespect Halo.
Dude, so Halo's a weird game, right? So the professional scene of Halo is what spawned the console side of esports, right?
Right.
And Walsh was the first guy who made enough money to buy his own house off of it. Walsh is a guy from Ohio. The two of the most famous people, Ogre and Ogre 2, twins from Ohio. Royal 2, twins from Ohio. Like, Ohio spawned like 3 or 4 sets of like professional Halo players.
Hold on for a second. Let me stop you right. I'll tell you about Halo players, dude. These are guys that I've seen in South Boston who all go to Emerson College. They're yoked out of their minds. Their necks are thick as hell. But there's one thing they all love. Hate video games, love Halo. I've seen Halo move in entire frat houses and make it cool again. You know what I'm saying?
I understand. Yeah, I understand.
But here's the thing, right? So it's really awesome to see like guys like, you know, I'm not going to name any streamers in particular, but to see them like have that look in their eyes to actually be playing the game that they played when they were, you know.
Yeah, dude. A lot of people are super happy that Halo's coming out on PC, and I'm one of them. I enjoy the game. It's hard. I'm not as good as I want to be, which makes me want to play it more.
Yeah. And here's the thing. I think you and a few other people need a break from COD. Like, we need these.
Oh, I'm not playing that garbage game anymore.
No, you just told me less than 20 minutes ago that you liked the game. Dude, I wish I could.
Less than 20 minutes ago? Dude, we've been talking for an hour and 10 minutes already. And I haven't said anything about Call of Duty.
Less than an hour and 40 minutes ago, I heard you murmur, yeah, I really like the game. You know?
No, I don't say that about Modern Warfare because I don't like the game. The game is garbage. And it will forever be a garbage. They released this content patch, didn't fix anything. They fixed nothing, dude. It was a 21 gigabyte update on PC.
Dude, you know when you've arrived as a content creator, when you can be streaming a game, talk about it horribly the entire time you're playing it and be like, hey, by the way, they're sponsoring tomorrow's stream for the next 4 hours, so tune in.
I've watched so many streamers do that, dude. And the best part is like those streamers like will play it for that 4 hours. I'm like, all right, switching to Tarkov. All right, we're playing Halo. Okay, we're gonna go play House Flipper. We're gonna go play something that's not Call of Duty, dude.
Wonder Boy's having a good time playing it right now. Let's tune back into
I don't have time for this right now, Steve. We're recording a podcast. Please be professional.
Oh yeah, I'm being bye, Wonder Boy. we've hit everything, man.
I think we've hit everything, dude.
You got to get up for work tomorrow. Zach's got to be up at 4:30 in the morning like a real adult.
That's not the time that I have to get up, but
he's got a real work phone. Yeah,
close enough to the time that I have to get up, dude.
You got to be up at 6:30 or out the house at 6:30.
I got to be up at 6:30, out of the house. Okay, so I got to be up at like 7. But I set my alarm that early because if I don't snooze my alarm at least twice, I'm miserable throughout the entire day. You've experienced it, I'm sure. So I got to be up at 7. I got to be out by 8.
Oh, okay.
Actually, I got to be out by like 7. I got to be out by like 7:45.
Oh, that's not bad.
I got to stop and get myself a nice bagel.
Bagels?
A bagel and a cup of coffee from Tim Hortons. And then I get on my way out there, bud, on the great open highway out there, And then you go out to the local.
Why are you talking like that?
It's Canadian. We're
not that part from.
Oh, we're from the other part of Canada.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Vancouver.
Yeah, there you go, folks. This has been another great episode of Talking with a Dad. I'm Steve. That was Zach.
Thanks everybody for watching.